Hi, everyone. Dr. Perry from Stop Chasing Pain. Thank you so much for tuning into the video today. If you follow me on Instagram, you likely know that I lost my dog, my precious Bella, last weekend to cancer. She was my best friend for 12 years, and I just was absolutely gutted and devastated with a lot of grief, sorrow, heartache. There's anger as well. And I said, what am I going to do to try to get through this? Feeling like I'm really honestly in the quicksand. And I decided to practice the breathing techniques that I teach people on a daily basis and say, you know what, you've got this in your arsenal. Let's see what we can do to help pull you out of the quicksand. And it really helped me. It really helped. And I thought to myself, you know what? I want to share this with you because perhaps it will bring you through whatever difficult situation that you're in. Because my friend Dr. Bo Lotto once said that the biggest stressor for the human nervous system is uncertainty, lack of control, and not knowing. That's pretty much where I was when I was going through this loss and grief. I couldn't control my crying. I couldn't control helping my dog Bella. So one of the ways that I found that I can take back control of some piece of my life, which can help calm my stress and calm my nervous system, was through breathing. Because breathing you can control. Just the simple awareness of your breathing actually changes your breathing because then you're paying attention to it, right? So when you do these breathing exercises, they're going to change you physiologically for sure. That's just physiology. But when you start to take control of just that small little piece of your life, that's empowering. And you'll find if you have a moment where you just break down and you have the crying that comes out of nowhere, which happened to me, you find your place with these breathing techniques we're going to go over right now. Okay, everyone, this is just a layout of what's headed your way when I show you how to do these breathing exercises. We talk about inhalation and exhalation, the effect that it has on your autonomic nervous system, the placement of your tongue to help relax your body and change your autonomic nervous system and change the whole way that you breathe. We'll talk vibration, how you can use a vibration massage ball to help the blood flow, the lymph flow, calm the body. And then the sounds that we're going to make through the mouth, based more in Eastern medicine type practices, where we make these different sounds related to the organs as we breathe. And I'll mix this in with some of the Western medicine approaches that we take. I like to always mix those two worlds together when trying to help people heal, recover, and regenerate. So that's what's headed your way. We'll break that down a little bit more as we go. So let's move on into the practices. Let's talk about the autonomic nervous system. Your autonomic nervous system works automatically, hence autonomic. You have your sympathetic side, your fight or flight, that's hypervigilance, survive, don't die, do whatever you need to be alive in the next moment in time. And that's going to really increase when you suffer a loss. Okay. Then you have the opposite side of that, like a balance on a seesaw on a playground. You have your parasympathetics. The parasympathetics are the relaxation, recovery, regenerate, heal, and growth mode. And there's always a piece of both going on at the same time. But when you're in grief, sympathetics take over. Now, we can use the science of breathing to help increase more of the parasympathetic response, the calming response. Simple way to do that is just through how long you inhale compared to how long you exhale. When you inhale, you are going to increase the sympathetic nervous system tone. So it's going to drive more of a sympathetic fight or flight type response. When you exhale, it drives the opposite, the parasympathetic, the recovery regeneration one. So just knowing that, If we simply make our exhales longer than our inhales, we relax. Okay, that's the biggest takeaway from that is exhale longer than you inhale. Okay, I'm not going to really get caught up in the numbers of how long to inhale, how long to exhale, because they're all variable. Just make your exhales longer. And the way I'm going to show you by making sounds and changing the shape of your tongue, in order to make the sounds, you can have a really long exhale comfortably. Right? So that's step number one. Now, when we do inhalation, we want to go in through the nose, and we're going to keep our tongue, the entire tongue, the tip of the tongue, the middle of the tongue, and the back of the tongue, up towards the roof of the mouth where it belongs. It's not supposed to be in the floor of the mouth, at the roof of the mouth. And that's important because, one, I'm going to ensure that your mouth is closed so you'll breathe in through your nose. Now, that's going to automatically increase nitric oxide delivery into the body, and that's going to actually open your blood vessels so you get better blood flow everywhere. And that's a win. And you'll deliver more oxygen to the lower 1/3 of your lungs in here so you can help get more oxygen into the body, which can also help relax you. But what I like most about it is that it's going to pull your head backwards this way so it's not out like this, pulls it more centered over your torso, opens up your airway, takes pressure off the neck where your vagus nerve comes down from your brainstem in the back. Remember, the vagus nerve is a cranial nerve number 10. And that's the one that controls how the body responds to inflammation. And it's the number one nerve for your parasympathetic nervous system to help you relax. So if you're out here and your neck is stretched and you're clamped down in the back of the head and you're slumped forward because you're just miserable and you're crying in a flexed position, we need you to open this area up. So tongue at the roof of the mouth automatically pulls the head back. It opens up the airway here. It stabilizes your cervical spine more because of the tension in the deep cervical fascia, and the neck stabilizers. And you open up blood flow in the back of the head for the vertebral artery that's going into the brain stem in the back at your medulla where the cranial nerve 10 exits. So, I mean, like check the wind box right there. When we exhale, yes, you can exhale through your nose, just make it longer. That's awesome. Just doing that is good. But we're going to mix in sounds. Now, these sounds you're going to make are ones that I've learned from studying Eastern medicine. Some people know it from studying the 6 healing sounds in Qigong. So the premise is this, is that with Eastern medicine, the tissues of the body hold emotion, they hold trauma, they hold shock in there. But certain organs can be specific for certain emotions that you hold. For instance, the lungs will hold grief and sorrow. These are going to be hit hard with the loss, with me losing Bella. And that sometimes this happens with grief and sorrow. You have this, right? It's a panic, it's an anxiety. And everything happens from this region here, and the lungs get affected, almost like you're having, an asthma attack in a way. And when you make this sound, it's a like air slowly coming out of a balloon like that. You're going to be able to make a really, really long exhale, sometimes up to like 10 seconds, no problem. But what I love about this is that you're going to have to change where your tongue is placed, the shape of your mouth and your lips. And when you do that, you're going to work a lot of nerves in this region that are also in your brain stem in the back. So these nerves in the brainstem talk to each other. So when you do this, you're actually going to help yourself calm down and relax simply because of the neurology that's located in the tongue and the lips and the mouth and the throat. Not to mention, this region is based high on your survival fight or flight region because this is where breathing happens. This is where talking happens. This is where chewing happens. Okay. Survival, don't die region of the body. Then you have the heart. Obviously, the heart's going to sit smack dab in the center, and heartache, right? Just feeling like everything got crushed here. And that is the sound of a ha, kind of like an HAWWW. It's a little more guttural that you'll feel in here. It's one of my favorites, actually, because you're going to vibrate behind the sternum along your esophagus, and that's where your vagus nerve actually travels down here to come out down below, wrap around the stomach. Then you have the liver. The liver holds the anger, and with loss comes anger. Anger at, you couldn't control anything. Anger that your loved one was lost. I was angry, I was heartbroken, I had grief, and I had sorrow. But that's okay. Those are parts of the healing process. And with the liver, you're going to do a shh, sound like you're trying to go shh to calm down. What you're going to find when you do these sounds is you're probably going to get emotional when you do it. You actually might have episodes where you release, you you break down. Right? That's letting things go that are trapped in this region. I will show you how we do these with the breathing, and placing your hands over those organs when you do the breathing is very powerful. And I'll show you how I use vibration along these areas as well, using our Mojo vibration ball. Vibration is one of my favorite therapies to do because it can calm the body, it can relax the body. And when you put the over the organs, when you make these sounds, you'll it's really hard to describe. It's very, very powerful. You have to try it and experience it for yourself. If you don't have a vibration ball, you can just go get one, get any type that you like, or you just put your hands over the organs when we're going through these together. We'll start off with the lungs, we'll do the heart, then we'll end up doing the liver all together. Now, this is when we talk about like positions and environment. You need to get into a comfortable environment for you. Sometimes people don't like being alone when they're in grief and sorrow. Other people do. You can do this in a seated position. You can do it standing. I really like lying on my back, knees bent, feet flat, turning the lights down a little bit to make it a calm, relaxing environment. I mean, that's not going to be that way here because I need you to be able to see what I'm doing in these regions. But you do what works for you. Okay. So we're going to start off with the lungs. I like to do about 3 breath cycles of each organ sound. So if I'm going to do the lungs, you've got a couple different ways to do it. You can actually take one hand, and my right hand is going to go over here on my left lung. My left hand goes over my right lung. So it's almost like I'm hugging myself in a way. And this is almost like a shield of armor here of protection. Maybe you like it like this if you're lying down like this. You can do it here or here. You do both and see what your nervous system tells you. Mine likes this one. You're going to inhale through the nose. I'm going to go about 4 seconds. Tongue at the roof of the mouth, tip, middle, and back. When I exhale, the lung is the s sound. So here we go. Good if your eyes are closed. So you could really hear that, but I got a good 8, 9, 10, somewhere in that ballpark seconds. I would repeat that 2 more times. Now, I'm only going to do it twice here just because I don't want to have a super long video for here. So let's do that one more time. Tip, middle, and back of the tongue up. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, go. Good. Now, before you're going into the next one, keep your mouth closed, breathe in and out through your nose, tongue at the roof. We're going to go for the heart now. With the heart, I like to have my hands stacked over each other like this. You choose which hand feels better on top. This actually feels good for me today. I'm going to do that one. And the heart sound is ha. Very, very guttural. Inhale through the nose. Here we go. Out. Ha. Look at that one. That one I could really get a nice long exhale. That one gets to me a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do that one twice. That's a hard one. Okay. Now we're going to move to the third one, which is the liver. So the liver sits on the right side. You can put your hands like this over top. One hand maybe. This hand only. You figure out which one you like. This feels good for me over the liver. And that is the shh sound. In through the nose. One more in. Good. Now, how would you do it with vibration? Got two lungs, yeah? So I'll have to do one lung at a time, each one with the breath cycle. So if I do this one, I'm going to take the ball, put it on my left lung, inhale through the nose. I'm going to turn it on. Vibrates on a low setting first. Always start with a low setting. You can hear my voice maybe change a little bit like Darth Vader. In, and we do that sound. Then I would do the vibration on the other side with that. Now that S sound like that. Heart is ha. Ha. That was a little bit better that time. Then with the liver, you can put it right over the rib cage, just right here, or a little underneath it. Whatever feels good for you. Feels good for me right on it. And I take the other hand and just place it on the liver. I get a little bit of both here. In, and then you're shh. What I like to do is end with the bonus. You're going to keep your mouth closed. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Make your exhales longer than your inhales. I want you to place the ball, the vibration ball if you have it, in the spot that is halfway between your belly button. I've got my finger in my belly button, and halfway and at the bottom of the sternum. I'm going to put it right there, smack dab in the middle of my abdomen. I'm going to press in there and just let it vibrate as I breathe in and out through my nose for 2 minutes. And that's going to get that vagus nerve in the gut, that second brain, that gut brain, that healing gut brain axis that also gets hit with trauma. That's the person who feels like they just got absolutely gutted, right? And you'll get a little bit of that solar plexus region as well. Okay. There you go. So I already feel better, one, from doing it, but also sharing it with you. Because part of the way that you can heal is to help others heal, right? Thank you so very much, everyone, for watching. This is Dr. Perry. We'll see you soon on the next video.